Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day, and today the Miami Dolphins have released Super Bowl champion Kendall Fuller, who won a Super Bowl championship with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2019 when he played 11 games and 4 starts with that Chiefs team and had 2 passes defense, 1 sack, and 49 tackles with 3 tackles for loss. This was 2024 was his only season with Miami, and played every game he played. He started in. Played 11 games, started in every single game. So 11 games, 11 starts. Had 7 passes defense, had a fumble recovery, which he returned for 1 yard. Had 50 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. And he wasn't amazing, but he had a solid season when he was available. 2023 was really solid in 2023 with Washington. 15 games, 15 starts, 2 interceptions, 23 yards returned on those 2 interceptions, 9 passes defense, 2 fumble recoveries, which he returned for -1 yards, 79 tackles and 2 tackles for loss. And he's been in the NFL for 9 years. Has spent time with Washington in and out. Like, the weird thing was, he spends his first 2 years of his career with Washington, then goes to Kansas City in 2018. He's a full-time starter in 2018 with Kansas City. Then 2019 is with Kansas City again, but doesn't have a huge role again, and they win the Super Bowl. Then, after winning the Super Bowl with Kansas City, he goes back to Washington for the 2020 season and is with them for another 4 seasons, from 2020 to 2023. Then this past offseason leaves Washington again, this time to go to Miami. I think he likes leaving Washington to team up with Tyreek Hill. He did it in 2008. He did it in 2018 to go team up with Tyreek Hill in Kansas City, and then he did it again in 2024 with Miami. But so yeah, now they're releasing him, and if Tyreek Hill gets traded, maybe we can assume that Kendall Fuller will end up wherever he goes. I don't think Tyreek is getting traded though. But so these were some roster moves that the Dolphins had to make. They cut him and Raheem Mostert, who had such a big year last year with 21 total touchdowns and a little bit over 1,200 total yards last year. It was so phenomenal last season with Miami. But that changed this year because Devon Achane, second-year running back, had a bigger year. They drafted Jalen Wright in the 4th round of last year's draft from Tennessee, and he had a solid year. And when he was given chances, he had good opportunities, and he would shine. I mean, he had one game where he had 13 carries for 86 rushing yards, which was against the Patriots. You compare Mostert's best game of the season, he had 19 carries for 80 rushing yards. So you compare the two guys' best games this season, the rookie had 6 more rushing yards than the veteran, and the veteran had 6 more carries. So, Mostert's 32, he's aging, and Jalen Wright and I think Devon Achane are the future at the running back position for the Miami Dolphins. So they cut him. They cut Fuller. They also cut their longest tenured player in Durham Smythe, who has had a couple solid years at tight end for Miami. Like last year, had 400 receiving yards. But they added in Johnny Smith, and he played such a big role this season for Miami. And him and Tua have a lot of chemistry. You don't really need Smythe anymore, or Mostert. I mean, and probably not Kendall Fuller as well. So here's another thing. You got 9 teams in the NFL that are negative. They're in the negative number in cap space. The biggest one is the New Orleans Saints, and a couple other teams on the list are like the Chiefs, the Texans, and the Bucks. But also on that list are the Miami Dolphins. And with these 3 roster cuts that they made yesterday, cutting Kendall and Raheem and Durham, they free up $8.2 million in cap space, which is really nice. But they are still negative in the cap space, still like -$5 or $6 million in cap space. So I would not be surprised if maybe Miami makes a couple more roster cuts like they did here. I really wouldn't be surprised if there's another few roster cuts for this team. But let me know your thoughts on the Miami Dolphins releasing Kendall Fuller alongside Raheem Mostert and Durham Smythe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out.